joined in the studio by Esedullah Oguz, who is a researcher on Central Asia affairs. Welcome to the programme. Thank you very much for joining us. Why is it so important for the president to extend his term?
The problem is in Central Asia, after the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, they all adapted democratic institutions like the parliament, elections, constitutions, others. But in practice, they don't know what democracy really is and how it works in practice. So they adapted, but they held many elections in Central Asian republics with single candidate, and they don't know how it works. So, and then other presidents of the Central Asian republics, all, as you mentioned in the news, they announced their lifetime presidency in Kazakhstan, in Turkmenistan and other republics, and now it became like a trend in Central Asia. So they do it.
I mean, is it fair to say this is an abuse of democracy, and how do the public feel about this?
Public, they don't care too much about that, to be honest, so because they never experienced democracy, they don't know how it works. And also the civil war in Tajikistan from 92 to 97, 5 years long, the Tajik people had a very bad memory of the civil war, and also clashes in Uzbekistan in the ethnic strife, and also in Kyrgyzstan in the 90s, in 2010, 2011 happened between Uzbeks and Kyrgyz. And the presidents of the Central Asian republics, they tell their people, their audience, they say that democracy means ethnic strife, clashes, and this and that. And then people really don't know what democracy is, and they are afraid of democracy also. And then they don't care too much about these elections and constitutions changes. They want their peace and their stability.
Well, you said stability. What sort of impact is this going to have on the economy, and how is that affected by this latest referendum? The Tajikistan is a donor-dependent country since the collapse of the Soviet Union. It was getting assistance from Russia, from other countries also, and also in the money sent by the Tajik laborers in Russia especially plays a great role in Tajik economy. And after the fall of the oil price in Russia, there was an economic crisis in Russia, as you know. And most of the Tajik laborers in Russia, they lost their jobs, and they stopped to send money back home. And the money sent by Tajik laborers in the past years has been cut by help, and this caused a big problem in Tajikistan at home. And now the other problem is the security threat from posed from Afghanistan side, the rise of Taliban and Daesh, and then the Tajik authorities, especially President Rahmanov, using this fear of the people, security, to consolidate his power at home. You spoke about a trend within Central Asia. What does it mean for people living in those countries in terms of wanting to try and push for change?
Actually, the people want better lives, better changes. For example, we have some problems in Kazakhstan these days, and there was some demonstrations by the opposition against the government. And now they tried this pro-democracy movements in Kyrgyzstan. They succeeded also, but it was not a total success for the people. The people of the Central Asia need a good example. What happened in Syria in the Arabic movements in the Middle East. So they caused a lot of problems at home, and then they are afraid of these big changes. They want a change step by step, but they are also tired of this tyranny and authoritarianism at home. So for example, in Turkmenistan especially, Uzbekistan also, in Tajikistan and Kazakhstan, these republics are under the tight control of the single man or single family. And then people are, when I talk to the local journalists, they say that the people are slowly getting tired of this, and then they are trying to react to this authoritarianism. But they need, also help from the outside, from the West especially. The rest of the people, they forgot the Central Asia, so the Western audience mostly focused on the Middle East, on the other issues, and then Central Asia is sidelined by the world public. So if they get support from international community, there are many people who want real change at home.
Okay, Esedullah Oguz, thanks very much for that.